What's crack-a-lackin', ladies and gents? Up here bringing you an extremely helpful tutorial for you guys, and I guarantee you that 95% of the people that watch this tutorial will learn something. In fact, probably even higher than that percent, because I have a lot of stuff to tell you guys. And the reason I don't make tutorials very often is because there's so many tutorials out there already on YouTube, and most of them tell you how to do things properly. But apparently, every single rendering tutorial does not really explain fully how to render your clips, to the highest possible quality that you can, with minimal loss in image quality and maximum minimum file size. Well, a small file size, within reason. You can render files in AVI format, but that'll make them literally about 3 gigabytes for a 15-second clip. So it's pretty redonkulous, but anyways, this is going to be a very helpful tutorial for even the guys that those of you who think you're pro and you know everything about everything. Trust me, you're most definitely going to learn something from this tutorial. Rightio, so I'm just going to get started. First things first, basic shit. Obviously, you want to crop down your clip. Just do that. Crank a little bit of that, and you want to save the preset to whatever, and then you can go back there, and there's your preset when you're cropping it down next time. So yeah, this first bit I'm going to talk to you guys about is just rendering it for like editors and stuff, not for YouTube. So for YouTube, it's like slightly different rendering settings. That's the word. So you want to right click on the clip, and you want to go switches and disable resample. Now that's extremely important. Lots of scrubs do not do that, and it really makes the quality of clips a lot worse. So definitely want to just make sure you do those two things every time. Now another thing I like to do is I like to just add a slight sharpen. That just makes it look a little bit better, bit sharper. If you just watch like the kill feed stuff, so you can see before. Oh no, sorry, that's after. No, before, derp, and after. Before and after. Slightly, but you probably can't even tell it on YouTube. But it does make a slight difference. Don't really have to do it. It's not that important. So basically, once you've got that stuff all done, you want to go to project properties there, and you want to make sure that it's. I'll just go to. You want to click on 1920 by 1080. Now you might think, are you retard? Why are you doing your stuff in 1080p? Obviously, it only records at 720. Yes, this is true, but a lot of you may not know this, so hear me out. YouTube videos which are uploaded in 720 get downsized, their bit rates get compressed to 5 million bits per second, whereas YouTube videos that are uploaded in 1080p, their bit rates get compressed down to only 10 million, which is why if you watch Chillax, you'll notice the quality is exceptional. Even though it's only recorded in 720p, I uploaded it in 1080p, and this allowed YouTube to make the quality. It didn't compress it as much as if I would have uploaded it in 720p. So this is why I do all my stuff in 1080p. Now you guys know that, and hopefully you guys will do it in 1080p, and all your stuff will look twice as good, literally. Rightio. So you want to make sure that this is in 1080p. You want to make it at 59.94 for the frame rate, and the pixel format. You definitely want to make sure it is at 32 full range, because as you can see, the colors. See, look at that, way better. Definitely want to make it 32-bit full range. A lot of people just forget to do all this stuff with Best Cut Shots episode 300. I'm not even kidding. About 70% of the stuff that was given to me was just terrible. Didn't have resample disabled. The colors were all screwed up. So yeah, basically you want to make sure that this is 22.22. I don't know what that does, but I'm pretty sure it makes it look slightly better. But I'm not sure. Anyway, you just obviously want to make that best. Keep that at Gaussian and keep that at none. That's pretty much all you have to do for the project property settings. So it should be looking pretty sexy right now. Not really, because you haven't done anything to it. But yeah, it should be looking as good quality as it can possibly be at this time. Alrighty, I'm gonna stop rambling on. So you want to go file render as, name it as whatever you want to name it as. That was some screwed up shit I did before. Name it as whatever. You want to go to this thingy-jabob diddly. Now a lot of scrubs tell people to render in WMV, but this looks a lot more derelict than MP4. So yeah, you definitely want to use this one, not WMV. I swear, like the majority of rendering tutorials out there tell you to render in WMV, but do not, please do not do that. So, after you've done that, you want to click on custom. Yep, make sure that's at 1080, and you want to change this to 59.94. Make sure it's at that, not at 60, otherwise it'll be slightly screwed up. You want to keep that at none, keep that all the same. Now this is extremely important right here. I swear, like, there's no tutorials, or barely any, that tell you to do 2-pass renders. Pretty much what 2-pass rendering is it renders for twice as long. But yeah, anyway, it renders it twice as long, but it makes the quality a lot better. It really does, and the file size stays exactly the same. So why not just, you know, wait that extra? Shut the fuck up. Why not just wait that, you know, slightly extra, you know, wait twice as long to get that slightly extra, you know, better quality. Make your videos look that much better. Like Chillax, if you haven't watched that already, then go check it out, because the quality on that, I've been told, is extremely good. Some people even say it's the best they've ever seen for Xbox. But anyways, you want to render at, I like rendering at 20 million. You can go as high as you want, really. The higher you go, you know, the quality will be slightly better, but the file size will increase a lot faster than the quality will. So I like just to keep it around 20 million. So this is pretty much rendering for keep that the same, keep that at 320. This is pretty much rendering for like clips if you want to give it out to an editor. So once you've, you know, done all that stuff, that's pretty much it. That's all you gotta do, really. You're just gonna render it. I'll just pause this because it might take a while, even though my laptop's super duper beast. Alrighty, so once that's done rendering, pretty much what you want to do is check it out and look at its file size. So as you can see, it's reasonably small file size if you consider how good the quality is. So the quality is pretty gizmatic. And yeah, anyway, as I said before, it's probably the second best quality you can get within reason. The best quality you can get is AVI, but the file size will be around like 3 gigabytes. So it's pretty redonkulous. But if you got like a, I don't know, if you got like a huge, if you got a lot of space or like a spare external HDD, then I suppose, you know, you could just render everything out in AVI. So say you've done editing all your stuff, you know, you got all your amazing transitions and effects in there. Whoa, it looks so amazing right now. Look at this effect. This is a crazy one. Whew, dude. I know, good stuff. Anyway, once you've you know, got your effects in there, pretty much what you want to do is render it out for YouTube, obviously. Now, when you're rendering out for YouTube, there's a couple things you should change here. Pretty much you want to render out, you know, the same format, the same all that stuff. It's all good. You want to render it out exactly the same, but the things you want to change are, instead of making this 20 million, definitely change this to 10 million. That'll make the file size half of what it'll half that file size pretty much, but the quality will look exactly the same when you upload it to YouTube, because they compress it down to 10 million. Now you still want to, obviously, you always want to do a 2-pass render. So yeah, you want to render it out as a 2-pass. And you want to make this the frame rate 29, because YouTube changes the frame rate of all videos to 30 frames. So once you've done, you know, doing, you know, setting up all your clips and stuff, and, you know, editing all your clips, yeah, you want to render it out as 29.9997. Okay, good. That's pretty much all you need to change, and that'll be all good. And then you can save and render it as. Now, say if you've edited it in After Effects, right? Say you've been, you know, you're a somewhat good editor, so you do your editing in After Effects instead of Vegas. It's taking a while to start because I've got like a billion programs open. So yeah. Anyway, if you want to render it out in the best possible quality, and you say you've rendered it out in After Effects, say you've edited it in After Effects and you want to render it out in the best possible quality, you have 3 choices. If you have Adobe Premiere Pro, you can just export the project into Adobe Premiere Pro. Then you can do a 2-pass render, or you can do it. Or you can do what I do, and what I do is I render it out as an AVI file. It's taken a long time. I render it out as an AVI file in After Effects, and then once I've rendered it out as an AVI file, it's like 17 gigs or something. Then I import it into Sony Vegas, and then I do a 2-pass render. Now, this is because I do this because in After Effects, there's no option to do a 2-pass render. So, say you've got a random project open. I don't know what any of this stuff is. Say you've got a random project open, right, and you want to render it. Okay, you cannot do, there's no option for 2-pass rendering anywhere, so that's why when you render it out in After Effects, you just want to render it out as an AVI. You don't want to do any of that stuff. So yeah, you want to render it out as an AVI. That's all you really need to do. Make sure you got the audio output done, and then you want to just go here, and obviously you want to make sure the resolution and the frame rate is, you know, all good. You can render it out at 29.97 frame rate. Yeah, you want to do all that stuff. Then you want to render it out. Okay, render. Then you want to import it into Sony Vegas, and then you want to do a render with these settings right here. Okay. So I hope this has been somewhat helpful. I know it's been a little bit. I've been rambling on quite a bit. I don't even know how long this has been going for, but I'm hoping you guys have learned something about how to render shiz for YouTube. Anyways, catch you guys later, and yeah, take care now. Bye bye then.